Oh my gosh. First live of the year. Oh my gosh. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Crazy times we're living in. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. I got such a good topic today. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good today. I'm a few minutes late, but that's okay. We gotta give it a few minutes. A few minutos. Yeah. Oh, look at them numbers. We like that. We love to see it. 111 views is actually pretty damn good. Oh, waiting on that. Y'all was waiting on that. Okay, better turnout than last year. Last year only got 30 views, I think. So, doing way better than we did the year before. Give it about 5 minutes and then we'll get started. Hi, Emma. Waiting until the 5 minute mark until my peeps can come on in so we can get this live started. I got a very fun topic to talk about today. So, hi, Callie. Or is it Kaylee? I think it's Callie. Mainly waiting for my moderators to join because usually they're the first ones in here, but give them a good little 5 minutes. Hi, Liz. Hi, Michael. Hi, everybody. Giving it a few minutes for some peeps to ring on in. 5 minute mark. We're gonna get started. Got a very interesting topic to talk about today. So, am I, Callie? I appreciate that. I don't think I've ever seen you comment in the live before, but my memory is terrible with names. So, forgive me if you have been in here before and I just don't remember. Just not really good with names. I'm terrible at that. Unless I see you a lot. So, yeah. Usually my moderators are on by now, but for some reason they're not. Not really sure what's going on because they usually are here like within the first 30 seconds of me going live. So maybe they will join in a little bit later. At the 5 minute mark, we're going to get started for everybody who is joining us. All right. Hi, Michael. Good to see you again. You have a lot of... Oh, okay. Cool. Just be my little yowie down here. Wait for the time to run out. We got a minute left, so if y'all stay with me, we got a good little topic to talk about today. So I'm really excited to get to that with y'all. Okay, because I feel like a lot of us tend to, not be on the best terms of when it comes down to our own lives, and I want us to change that. Okay. Well, thanks, Callie. I appreciate it. Whatever time you can give me, that'd be great. I value anybody's time. Really doesn't matter. So, almost time to get started. My gosh. All right. A few seconds left. So let me go ahead and pull up my little thing. Okay, first things first. Thank you all for joining me today. Those who are here, let's get into our topic of the day for this live, okay? in light of the new year, I understand that the year has already started. We're 7 days in. The best time to do this was in the last live, but hey, we're starting now. So here we go. In light of the new year, okay, new beginnings and not staying stagnant. Choose you and be greedier. Be greedy. Be greedy. Be greedy, be greedy, be greedy, be greedy, be greedy. Okay, people will try to tell you to be humble. People will try to tell you to stick to what you know. And bitch, this is not High School Musical. Okay? We're not sticking to the status quo up in here. Okay? It is time for us to be able to grow. And for you to grow, you have to be greedier, okay? You have to want more. You have to desire change. You have to be willing to take those risks. Okay, not telling yourself that, oh, you're not good enough for that, or people are going to think that you're too selfish, or anything like that. In light of the new year, no more time spent on being stagnant, or telling yourself you're not deserving, or telling yourself that you're not worth it, or telling yourself that you're not good enough. I'm going to nip that in the bud. And we're not going to listen to anybody. We're not going to listen to anybody but ourselves. Ourselves about what you want. This is the time to start. Think about all the times that you've met people in your life or seen people in your life who are living your dreams or doing things that you wish you could do, but you're not doing it because you refuse to take the risk. Okay? You refuse to go and just do whatever the hell you want to do because you're scared or people are telling you what you should or shouldn't do. You need to do what makes you feel right. Okay? Stop stumbling through your life. Stop waiting for somebody to give you permission. Be fucking greedier. On top of that, stop letting people convince you that you're selfish. As a matter of fact, let people convince you that you're selfish. Be selfish! Baby. Listen, for all those people out there who are selfless and are always giving themselves and I was like, I get that, okay? Obviously, don't be somebody who's an asshole to other people. Don't be somebody who's mistreating other people, manipulating other people, lying to other people. But to be honest, I feel like the word selfish is taken and just used too brazenly, if you will. Like people just like to throw that word at any fucking body. But when you really think about it, we all got to be a little selfish. We all got to be a little self-centered sometimes in order for you to grow in your life. We get one life, 1 in 400 trillion chance that you'll be born. Okay? We all get one life. Okay? Even if you're reborn, for those who believe in that reincarnation shit, you wouldn't be able to live the same life that you lived before. Right? So you have to be selfish sometimes. You have to be self-centered sometimes. And if you're not in the center of yourself, who's there instead? You should be the center of your life. Everything should revolve around you. That doesn't make you a bad person because you're putting yourself first. That doesn't mean that you're manipulative or mean or you mistreat people. That doesn't give you an excuse to mistreat or neglect people. But at the same time, nobody should be in the center of your world except for you. Nobody should be in the center of the world except for you. Ever. Jerry, mind your fucking business. How about that? How about you take the shit out of your brain and put it in the garbage? Okay? How about you worry about yourself? And stop being a fucking loser. See, I'll use Jerry as a perfect example, right? So Jerry right here is stuck in this loser stagnation here. Okay? He's stuck being a loser for however long he wants to. Jerry, use 2026 as your time not to be a pathetic loser who feels like he has to insult people in their lives voluntarily. You didn't purchase a ticket to come in here. You didn't purchase a ticket to come in here. You can stop your loserism right now, Jerry. You can make a change right now. At the start of 2026, you can stop being a pathetic loser right now. Make a change. Take a risk to not be a loser, Jerry. For yourself. Because at the end of the day, I've never been a loser, so I don't know what that's like. But at the end of the day, I know that it's not nothing great because you're in here doing this. So, you know what I'm saying? As somebody who's exceptional and is actually, enjoyed and people miss me when I leave a room and not a loser like you, I really just don't know what that's like. But, Jerry, you're not here against your will. You can leave at any time. I know the shit in your brain is making it really hard for your cells to rub together and create a spark. But this is the time. In 2026, this is the time, Jerry. You can stop being a loser at any time. You know what I'm saying? But let people Say what the fuck they want to say. Let people call you selfish or whatever the fuck because you're choosing yourself. At the end of the damn day, nobody has to live your life, only you. When you make choices for other people or you let other people choose your life for you, you have to live with that. And that's something that I had to tell myself over the years, the older that I got. I was just like, I'm as a recovering people pleaser. I used to fall head over heels for people, my family, friends, all that extra stuff, because I always wanted to see, I didn't want to be seen as a bad person. I didn't want to be seen as selfish or self-centered. I wanted to give my all and all that stuff so people would think that I'm a good person. But at the end of the fucking day, if I'm not happy, then what am I doing? At the end of the day, you need to be a happy person, period. And the person that you should be making happy first is yourself. Hi, Yana Bean. That should be the first person that you're making happy, yourself. Starts with you. If you're unhappy, what are we worrying about other people for? And if you got to be a little selfish and a little self-centered and a little greedy in order for you to find that happiness within yourself, fucking do it. Because at the end of the day, you have to look at yourself in the mirror. You have to acknowledge yourself every second of every day. You have to live with your choices. You have to live with your mistakes. You know what I'm saying? You have to live with those regrets, not the other people. You sitting here letting people penetrate your brain into believing that you don't deserve something or you shouldn't go after something because it's risky or scary or you shouldn't do this because it's gonna negatively affect them. So what? You don't want me to go live my life because you're going to be inconvenienced by me making a choice for change in my own life? Too bad. Find your own individualism. Stop trying to suck the life out of me. You cannot pour into anybody else's cup when yours is empty. And people will suck the life out of you when you let them. And sometimes that does not look like what you think. It doesn't always look like somebody just doing something like purposefully to manipulate or be rude or nasty. Oh, Mr. Big, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It doesn't mean that I was being rude and nasty. Something that I had to learn. Once again, a recovering people pleaser. Something that I had learned from my little sister. Now, growing up, I was basically my little sister. I still am. I was my little sister's second mom. Okay? My mom, she is exceptional in a lot of ways, but when it came down to like support and financial and stuff like that, okay? So I became mom's little sister's second support system. So I really didn't get to have a childhood because I was too busy trying to help raise her. You know what I'm saying? She couldn't rely on my mom for a lot of things. So she had to rely on me, right? And that made her very dependent on me on a lot of things to the point where she felt like she couldn't do anything on her own. Mr. Volume, you gotta be checking my post. You gotta check my post. I took a break last week. I was only gone for a week. I took a break last week because it was the holiday. Okay, and how was everybody's New Year's, by the way? Did y'all have fun? Did y'all eat good? Did y'all set some resolutions? Is everybody doing well? How did you start your 2026? But yeah, I only missed one live. You gotta check the post. I told y'all if I'm not posting, y'all gonna see it. If I don't see it live, y'all gonna see a post on the YouTube channel. So be checking it every week if I'm not gonna post. If I'm not posting on a Wednesday, I'll post on a Friday. And if I'm not posting at all, I'll let y'all know. But hopefully y'all checked out the last few videos from last week, the bloopers and the best moments videos. I hope that y'all enjoyed those because they were hilarious. But it made my little sister very dependent on me to the point where the tiniest little thing she would be calling me for. Like I remember one time I was in the middle of doing something. I think I was filming and like editing and stuff like that. And she had called me and was like, hey, so mom was supposed to take us up to Walmart to go get our order that we had ordered, but she can't do it. Can you come get me? And could you go get the order, deliver it to the house, and then you go back home? Mind you, my sister lives about 20, 25 minutes away from me. Basically, me driving, and then the store she wanted me to go to was a Walmart in a completely different county. I was going to have to drive like another 15 minutes just to go to that Walmart. 15 minutes to drive to her house, help her unload the groceries, then drive 25 minutes back to my house. You're talking about probably close to 2 hours of my time, depending on how long it was going to take out, depending on how big the order was, whatever. And I asked her, I said, why can't you just order Uber to go? Why can't you contact the store to have them change the date? Why can't you do any of that stuff? And she straight up told me, because it would be an inconvenience to me. You don't think that me wasting gas, taking roughly probably at least an hour out of my life to go do this for you is going to be an inconvenience to me? Did you even ask me what I was doing? Did you even ask me what I was up to? Did you even ask me if I was busy? No. You just needed something. And so you just assumed that I was readily available for you when you could have figured out another solution. So I had to straight up in that moment tell her, no, I'm not about to stop doing what I'm doing, completely unravel my plans than go back to do something for you just because you're going to be inconvenienced. And you know what she did? She pivoted, called the store, adjusted her date for a different day, and went up to go get it herself the following day. Now, somebody in that moment could have been like, oh, you're being selfish because she needed you. She needed your help and you didn't help her. I was working on something. I was doing something for myself. I didn't have to stop in the middle of what the hell I was doing to help her. And she wasn't trying to be deliberate, but that's just how she is. If she feels like she needs something done and she knows that somebody's out there that could help her, she's kind of like shamelessly going to ask. Like that's just her personality, right? But she's also been heavily dependent on me. So she hasn't really, you know what I'm saying? She hasn't really paid attention to how like she could be really self-centered sometimes. And so with me choosing more of myself and being a little bit more selfish, a little bit more self-centered about myself, I was able to be like, no. You know, in the past, I used to be like, oh, she's going to be mad at me. I can't help her because now I'm a bad sister because I'm not doing da-da-da-da. And I had to be like, no. What about your plans? What about what you want? What about what makes you happy? What about what brings you structure? What about that? No, I'm going to be a little bit more greedy. I'm going to be a little bit more selfish. I'm going to be a little bit more self-centered because I can. What about my life? New Year has been amazing so far. And yours? My New Year has been pretty damn interesting. It's been boring since you've been gone. I'm sorry. I'm here now, so we're all good. We're all floating. We're all together. My New Year has been starting off very interestingly. Me and my besties almost got crushed by a semi truck the other day. We had to call the police, get his tired or drunk ass off the road because he was swerving in and out of lanes. And I said, Big Papa, you're gonna have to go ahead and pull her over to the side. It took 20 damn minutes for them to get a deputy out there, which is crazy to me because all y'all doing is sitting around doing fucking nothing, most of y'all, in this damn county. So why did it take y'all 20 minutes to pull the semi-truck over? And then right when we finally got a deputy to come up behind him and try to pull him over, we passed 2 deputies. I said, let me calm down. Okay. And then right when we was heading home to go drop off one of my besties, they tried to, the police in our county tried to pull us over because I went around somebody who was going 10 under the speed limit. So then I pulled into my best friend's driveway, and they couldn't pull us over. Mind you, if you pull into a driveway, it's no longer a traffic stop. They can't give you a ticket. Okay, we pulled into our driveway. We just looking at the police like, why are you? Okay, so yeah, and then I had got some type of stomach bug. It's been an interesting start to the year. I will not lie. I got an interesting stomach bug. Stuff has been happening, y'all. Stuff has been happening. Okay. Stuff has been happening. Quick reminder, for those who want to be weird or rude or whatever, my moderators are very swift. Yana will delete you before I even get to read the message immediately. So, maybe make 2026 the year that you don't be a loser. You can change at any time. Okay? You can always change. But I want y'all to be greedier and I want y'all to be a little bit more self-centered, a little bit more selfish because you can put people in the center with you. But people shouldn't be replacing you in the center of your life. If you have to make a move for your life that's going to make you better or help you grow, do that shit. And this is the reason why I'm so big on telling y'all not to have families early or not to get in relationships early. So you can be an individual who can take those chances, who make those, make those risks, do those things, on your own without it affecting anybody else but you. That way it gives you that room and that space to play around, to try something, to make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Or just to make a choice and go through an interesting journey. It's so vital that you have those individual moments, especially when you're younger. So that way you can learn and grow from them without anybody else being involved except for you. And I know that's easier said than done for those who already have children or people who have responsibilities like taking care of parents or sickly siblings or people who had their families get thrown on them for medical reasons or whatever. I know it can be a transition for everybody, but that's why I always encourage y'all for those who don't have those circumstances, or even for those who do. Sometimes you have to make selfish decisions to better your life. You ever thought about being an auction person? I don't know what they're called. I think they're called an auctioneer, Mr. Big. I think they're called an auctioneer. People have told me that, but I can't talk like them. I know I talk fast, but they be like, even auctioneers, I can't understand a single word they be saying. I don't know how anybody even does that. I used to watch Storage Wars, I think that's what it's called. And those people used to be like, and I'd be like, huh? My dumb ass would just be putting my paddle up. Not knowing what anybody is saying. Okay. I knew I talked fast when I used to work on the south side here in Milwaukee. And that's mainly where like the Hispanic people are. Like when I used to work over there and they used to speak Spanish. And one of my Spanish coworkers was like, I really, really think that you learn Spanish because, girl, you thought it's the ADHD, y'all. It's the ADHD. I don't think so, Mr. Big. I don't think so. You haven't heard when them talking a long time, man. Because I can't understand a single word they be saying, and that's coming from me. And y'all know how fast I talk, so I don't be understanding a single word they be saying most of the time. Most of the time. But yeah, like taking those risks, that is how you achieve your goals. And not every single time that you take a big risk is going to be a huge reward. Okay, you have to take a risk with the proper intentions in order for it to be a big reward. Because sometimes a big reward is not tangible right away. Something that I've been learning, especially just learned last year. But as long as your intention behind the big risk is your main motivation, you don't need it to be tangible right away. You have to have that thing that constantly reminds you over and over and over and over again, I made the right choice. I took this big risk for a reason. My reason made sense. Why I'm doing this made sense. It's not a regret, because a regret means that I will go back and change my choice. I would not change my choice. My choice was right. My reason was right. My intention was right. So even if I don't have the tangible thing yet, it's coming, and I believe in this path that I am on. That is what you need. Don't just do it because somebody is telling you to. Don't just do it because you feel like, oh, I'm stuck here. Do it with intention. If you're going to be more selfish, why? If you're going to be a little bit more self-centered, why? If you're going to be greedier, why? What are you searching for? What are you looking for? What is your path? What is your passion? Who do you want to be? That is what keeps you going. The reason. Because even when you're in your darkest moment, and we all have it, when you're tearing yourself apart for the choice that you made and nothing looks like it's working out or anything like that, you have that reason to go back to. Why did I do this? Why am I here? Why am I experiencing this? What did I make that choice for? And that's how you go. Hey, sometimes it takes that. Sometimes it takes that. Sometimes. That's a long time, but sometimes it takes that. Sometimes the journey is not instant. It's not immediate. But you can learn a lot in that time. You can grow a lot in that time. And I feel like it's faster now because we're in the technological age, whatever the hell the word is. Like, we're in that age where things are moving a lot faster. In the 90s, it wasn't moving as fast, I guess you could say. But now that we got technology, you can gain access to stuff so quick now. Like, I've been learning about day trading just from watching a few TikTok videos. I kind of have the general idea now. Just from watching a few TikTok videos. ChatGPT, I know a lot of people hate AI. Personally, I'm not a fan of how AI is generated or how it's created, and I do believe that there needs to be heavily placed restrictions on AI. But as somebody who's seen like the benefits of it, I do think that it can be a good thing. It's not regulated right now. And that's the reason why it feels like it's like, whoa, it's all up in our face and stuff like that. But when we get it regulated and certain things have to be put in place where it's not harming communities and stuff like that, I feel like it could be a really good thing. Especially to me, one thing I love about AI is that like it's a way for me to get a clear answer without me having to do 1,001 researches. Like, I know that sounds like the lazy way, but as a neurodivergent, when I want to know just a quick answer to something, I don't want to have to look through 60 million articles to get my answer to my question. It makes it more frustrating. It makes it like annoying because everybody has a different perspective, or people word it in different ways, or there's different facts or different studies or different evidence, and your evidence can be from 2019, or this article's evidence can be from 2023, and it's just kind of all over the place, and it makes research feel like overwhelming in a way. And so being able to get a clear, concise answer, and then also it being kind of like personalized to you where it answers the question in a way that you can understand it, that's something that I find extremely helpful, and it's made research a lot easier for me. You know what? You're right. That's something that I also was thinking about too. Like, I do eventually want to become bigger on social media. I want to become, a full-time YouTuber at some point. But it's something that I had to think about for a while. When it comes down to people who become like overnight sensations, oftentimes their audience, I don't want to say that they're not loyal, but it just gives that they're not. Like their audience can be very much, oh, I'm following you because it's a trend. I'm following you because everybody else is. It's giving much, very much, I'm a sheep and I'm here because everybody else is here and this is what's cool right now versus I actually like it here. I like this, I like you, I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? And oftentimes when I be looking at overnight sensations, it's like they have to not only rebuild, they have to rebrand sometimes to their audience because depending on what you become famous for, that can create an audience that you were never looking for versus when you have a long standing growth, consistency, and a group of people who constantly know you. It definitely changes how you are seen and definitely changes how your environment is. And that's why I love people like the Jackie Inas and stuff like that out there who have built their communities over years. You know, I've been on YouTube since 2017, but built their stuff over years, and now they have a loyal fan base, people who actually know them, see them as people. That's the biggest thing, see them as a person and not just some type of figure that they have in their head. It makes them more personable, it makes them more human. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of community that I want. I want my society to be filled with people who are like-minded individuals, who are intellectuals, people who are open-minded, people who are willing to discuss things like that. And sometimes that's what it takes. The residuals, sometimes they come later than we expect. But something that I'm also learning, that I mainly learned last year, is that sometimes we think that we're prepared for something when we want it, but we're not. And something I just learned recently is that sometimes the thing that you're looking for is not created yet. The thing that you want is not there yet. It's not available yet. And the hardest thing for me to get through was just finding a way to get through the wilderness while you're heading to your goal. But like I said, getting back to that whole idea of my reason, your intention behind what you're doing, having that whole thought process helps you get through that stuff. When you don't know why you're doing something, it makes it a lot harder for you to stick to it. Honestly, I don't know how it's even possible when you don't know why you're doing it. Honestly, like, I feel like it's some of them things that's going to eventually burn out. You're going to burn out. You're going to be like, well, I don't know why I'm doing this. You need that why so you can figure out the how. So when the hard stuff comes and hits you in the face, you're just like, okay, ow, that fucking hurt. But I know that I have to keep going. Has to keep pushing on, keep trekking on. The show must go on because I know I'm in the right place. So like Raw Inked, or however you say your name, why do you feel comfortable saying that in somebody's life? Sweetheart, I think you're a little too old for that. It was very immature. That was very childish. You need to learn how to grow, evolve. You know what I'm saying? You're old enough to understand because you're old enough to write that. So how about you grow? Try taking on some things that are not childish, not immature. You know, why you feel comfortable saying that in somebody's life to another adult, I don't know. And unless you're a child, perfect time for you to develop. Okay? I'm not going to blame it on your mama because it's probably your punk ass daddy who taught you to be like that. But don't forget me in your life. I just asked her conversation. Well, hey, I'm not gonna forget anybody. I have my list. Mr. Big, you have come back to the lives. I've had a couple of people who have had great conversation inside the live, and then we never see them again. Where they've been going, don't know. But like they just miraculously disappear, and I'm just like, okay, well, hopefully see you again. But yeah, I have my list. You're gonna make fun of me because I always have a list. I have my list of my diehards in the very beginning. I'm never gonna forget y'all. As long as you don't forget me, we're gonna be here until the end of time. Hold on. Actually, let me add. Hold on. Hello. Thank you. Hold on, y'all. I'm making my. Hold on. Okay. Write it down. Hi, Estikins. Hi, Alex. And so it doesn't always come right away. It does not look how you think it's going to look. Your journey is going to be different. Everything is going to be different, but you have that why. It will keep you where you're supposed to be, and it will keep you focused on the path, even when it's dark as hell. When it's dark and you see all the doors closing around you and you're trying to reach for the knob, but it's closing too fast and it's locking, and you're just like, what the hell's going on? That that why, even if you're trembling and shaking, you got your little lantern. You got your little lantern in your hand. And you're just like, damn, it's cold, it's dark, I can't see shit. I'm stressed. But at least you got your little lantern of why you're here, why you're doing this. And sometimes even when you're ready, the things that you're supposed to have aren't. And the hardest part is just getting through that dark time while you're waiting for those opportunities to open up. Sometimes that's what it takes, and you just gotta find the thing that you are content with in the meantime, so you can get through that stage until you get to the point where you can continue to grow. Because I know that you are the god of try the good. They really don't. They don't really understand me for real. Like, they just come in here and say anything, and then when I fry them up, like stir fried, they be looking crazy. Like, I'm not ashamed of my fucking bonnet. I'm black. I'm Solani. I enjoy looking like this. Here's the reason why I'm here. You're not gonna ever get me, babe. And at the end of the day, when you say mean things to me, it just shows me that you're a loser instantly. Personally, like I said, I've never been a loser, so I don't really know what it's like to publicize how much of a pathetic loser I am. I don't know, but I mean, maybe in loser universe, that's the norm. I don't want to know what it's like. I've never been that, so I just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've just, you know what I'm saying? I don't. You don't know what I'm saying? It's just not me. But they feel comfortable there. But I want them to come out of that. You know what I'm saying? The loserism, that disease is really something. It's like when you ever seen them little virus worms that be inside of snails' brains? That's how I visualize them when they speak to me. That's how I visualize them. And nothing they can say to me is going to make me scared or afraid or whatever. Like, if a white person calls me a monkey or a gorilla, I'm like, okay, cool. Put your picture up, and we're going to put side by side and put a monkey or a gorilla in the middle. And we're going to see who looks more like one. We're just going to see. We're just going to see. But the funny thing is, when I mention that, nobody drops their photos in my Instagram and DMs. I check. Okay? Coyle Sovereign at Instagram. Go ahead and drop the photo so we can put up a comparison. Okay? But they never have it. You can never threaten me with that. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Like, and a lot of them be like, oh, look, she's triggered. Triggered? Honey bunches of oats. I enjoy this. I don't know how you're not seeing the kiss ass smile on my face. Triggered? How am I triggered by that? So the fuck what? You want me to go ooh ah on this motherfucking live? I don't give a damn. And what about it? I'm still smarter than you. I'm still prettier than you. People still like me. I still get invited to places. I am not the plus one of the uninvited guest. Like you. I'm not unfulfilled. People miss me when I'm not in the room. You don't know what that's like. So why would I care about what your opinion is? And I'm still going to love my life. I'm still going to be loved in my life. I've had complete strangers come up to me and say that they want the best for me. Why would I give a fuck about what you got to say? You're a loser. You're going out of your way to try to be horrible and horrific to me. And at the end of the day, it's not going to change anything. But tell my audience that you're a loser and this is the only time you ever get any attention. So, you know what I'm saying? And I love to make miserable people even more miserable. So, the more the merrier. Let's make it happen. And on top of that, I love to give my audience comebacks as well. So when people are talking mess to you, when people are saying nasty stuff to y'all, y'all can use that same thing. At your hardest times when your breakthrough is right around the corner. Exactly, Miss Big. That's exactly what's happening. Breakthrough right around the corner. Loserism. Give me 3 times. It is loserism. What else would you call it? You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Oh, I think Yana hit you on accident, Mr. Big. Hold on. I think she hit you on accident. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, I think that was on accident. Can you still comment, Mr. Big? I think you still can. I think she... Yana, unhide him. Let me see. No, he should be fine. He should still be able to say something. She be moving quick sometimes. Okay, you good. There we go. There we go. You can still comment, so we're good. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I try to because I've seen people get bullied. I've seen people not have the strength. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people do that. And I love making miserable people more miserable. Like that you can't say anything to me. I hope that you think that I am fat. I hope you think that I am a fat, chunky monkey. I don't give a fuck. As a matter of fact, I hope that you know that I'm big, actually. So every single time I walk, I want the whole world to shake so you can hear me coming. Here's Johnny. I want you to know I'm coming so you can have a visceral reaction. Every single time you know my presence is near. I want you to know that I am coming so I'm there to fuck up your day. So I'm glad I'm a big bitch and I'm glad that you acknowledge it. So I hope you hear me coming every single goddamn time because I am there every time to ruin you. So get prepared. Get prepared. She did it on accident. She did it on accident. She was a good moderator, I swear. Sometimes she just be moving a little too fast. But she's good usually. She's usually perfection. But I want you to know, and I want my big girls out there, my plus size people out there to feel that exact same thing. You can't put me out, babe. You can't. You're like a cockroach with a bucket of water trying to put out the sun. You're not even going to get close to me to even try to spritz your water. You're going to burn up on your way to me. I'm just that excellent. Like, there's nothing you can say that's going to make me be like, oh my God, I'm ugly and I'm this and I'm that. My worst day is your best day. You think that I'm going to be sitting here worried about what somebody like you has to say about me? And 9 times out of 10, they're fucking ugly. I promise you, I could get flipped 10 ways to Sunday before somebody even glances at you. Even when I'm looking my roughest, I'm talking about Ruffiana. When I'm looking my roughest, I still have people trying to bend over backwards trying to get my number. Well, somebody thinks that I'm attractive. Can you say the same? See, here's the thing. I'm a girl who has to fend off having a roster. I have to push away a roster. You have to beg for one. I get to be me. You have to be you. I can never sit here and really worry about you at the end of the day. Like, especially when it's a man. I know you get no women. You don't get laid. Nobody talks to you. Nobody glances your way. Because people who are achieved, people who are accomplished, people who people go after and talk to and want to spend time with, don't sit in people's lives trying to make them feel bad about themselves. See, look. So brutal honesty right here. Loser. Instantly. Probably a virgin. Probably has cystic acne. Probably has barely any friends or anybody that can trust or talk to, and more than likely has some type of parental issues of some kind. They don't have anything going on. Losers. Like this fat girl right here. This fat girl right here will get probably 10 dudes lined up by Friday. It's Wednesday. Before a girl even glances your way. Brutal honesty. Since we want to be brutally honest, let's talk about that, shall we? Let's be brutally honest. Okay? Let's be brutally honest. Okay? Let's do it. Because at the end of the day, it's not going to change anything. Brutal honesty, let's be brutally honest. Okay? I could have a roster by Friday before somebody even glances your way. I could have 20 new friends by Saturday before anybody even thinks to talk to you. You have to go places where people are forced to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? People naturally flock to me. People naturally flock to me. I just be minding my own business. So you have to go to a restaurant or a grocery store where people are forced to greet you. People want to speak to me. People love me without me having to do anything but be myself. You don't know what that's like because you're a loser. I don't know what that's like personally. What's on the no, like exactly no explanation. Period. Frosty, I do know who those people are, and they have passed, sadly. What's your short-term and long-term goals when it comes to being in a relationship? Miss Vic, I can't answer that question, to be honest with you. I don't have any relationship goals at this current moment. I don't have any relationship goals, period, really. If I do plan on getting into a relationship, it probably won't be until I'm in my 30s. Really. Maybe if it's in God's plan for me to have something else happen when I'm a little bit younger, maybe. But I'm so hyper focused on my goals of what I want to do and where I want to be. I just don't even want to consider that. My main reason, it's not even just because, I find a lot of men very frustrating. But one of my top two reasons is I want to be in a particular place in my life where the man that I want will already be in that space. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be in a space now where I have to go actively looking for somebody like that. I want to be in that space already where the men that I'm looking for in that particular time in my life, if I do, who knows, in my particular time in my life will already be there. It wouldn't be difficult or overwhelming or too much trying to sift through the ones that I want versus the ones that are already there. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be in a Toyota trying to work my way up to a Porsche. You know what I'm saying? I want to already be in the Porsche. You know what I'm saying? That's my thought process. Like, if I know what my ideal husband looks like, that's kind of where my whole idea falls if I was to ever get into a relationship. But the way that I am right now, baby, I can love me, myself, and I would be the perfect little auntie. I don't really need to I don't need to get married. I don't need to have any children. I am perfectly fine being by myself. I love me. Loving me comes with a lot of good things. So no son that's available. This week, you're hilarious. You're hilarious. You're hilarious. You're hilarious. No dating for me right now. Too many things on my mind. Too many things on the roster. Too many things going on. I don't need any additional stress. I need to just stay focused on me, myself, and I at this current moment in time. Okay? I don't think that I'm the right person for that. Yeah. I'm not that girl. But you know what I'm saying? There's plenty of great girls out there who have their idea for that. And yeah, relationships come with a lot of sacrifices. And I'm somebody who believes in compromise. I'm somebody who believes in being fair, proper communication, things like that, being equal, all that stuff. I believe in all that stuff. So I want to be in the proper headspace for me to be able to take something like that on. I'm a planner, if you will. Right? So yeah, check back in with me in a few years. if we're all still here. Shit. Everybody thinks that the world's ending. So check back in with me when I don't even know, 24 now. Check back in with me when I'm closer to 30. We'll see what we're talking about then. Got a couple more years under my belt. 6 more solid years underneath my notch. If anything, if I was doing anything right now, I'd be playing around. That'd be the most thing that I'd be doing. Y'all know me. Y'all heard my last story with Mr. Rickster. Okay? I play around. I enjoy myself. I have a good time. And that's what I do. Yeah, I'm being a little bit more selfish, a little bit more self-centered about what I want and what I need. And basically, too, I learned that mainly when I was a teenager. I was dating a guy and I was with him for 5 years and he just wasn't aligning with what I wanted. And I realized in that moment, I was like, the reason why I chose somebody like you was because of the environment that I am in. The place that I was at, my maturity level, I just wasn't there. I wasn't there to choose the right person for me. And you're just not it. When I think about what I want in my alignment, what I want for myself, it ain't you. And I want to make sure that I have everything that's wrong with you, or as much as that's wrong with you, I want that checked off. And I want that completely gone. I want a certain type of man, and it's not going to be you at all. Period. So I need to make sure that I'm doing that. And also I want to talk about that too for my ladies out there. Okay, something that was mentioned on the last live. When it comes down to relationships, which I know a lot of us girls made it out of 2025 without getting pregnant. I'm proud of you, girlies. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Okay. But When I say be greedier, I don't just mean with your own personal life, with your time, with your space, with your peace. Ladies, men as well, but I'm primarily talking about my ladies, because a man will never be ashamed to ask you to give him all of you. Give him everything that you have. He will not be ashamed. He wouldn't even think about it. A man has no shame when they're asking a woman to give up her job, give up her last name, move halfway across the country, move to a different country, get involved with his family, give up her body. A man has no shame in asking a woman to give up everything for his desires and his goals. They don't care. And I don't necessarily think it's because all men are trying to be selfish or anything like that. I think the patriarchy makes men hyper individualistic, and women, in turn, hyper communal. So women, we seek community in one another. We're willing to sacrifice for one another. We're willing to do things for one another because women are community based. Females in general, not even just human beings. Females, when you look through the animal kingdom, most of them are communal. The best groups that last the longest, orcas, lion prides, elephants, all of that, female led, communal, right? In turn, those same species, the males are very individualistic. They're not together. They live in solitude, a lot of them. And if there are some of them who are in prides or whatever, there's only one, if any at all. Right? And so I think the patriarchy breeds that in men to be selfish, to be an individual who goes after his goals, and you have to take care of yourself, because they don't teach men to be communal. They don't teach y'all to be emotionally available. They don't teach y'all to push to have real connection, deep relationships. So y'all feel like it's only me, myself, and I. So I gotta do whatever the hell I gotta do to get to the point where I want to be. That's just kind of how, you know what I'm saying? That's just kind of how it is, right? And so with women, a lot of us, because we kind of expect what we get from our friends out of men, it causes us to give up a lot. And something that was mentioned in my live last night when I was talking about Mr. Ricky was the idea of being a gold digger. Something I'm not afraid of being called anymore. Ever. Because, you know, when you're taught, when you're raised, there's all these words and things that you get when you're growing up that makes you think that you're the problem, or you don't want to be called that because you don't want people to think anything less of you or whatever. All that stuff. Richard, okay, babe, whatever you say. We're not dying of suicide at an alarming rate. Just keep that in mind. Okay, it's the men. But I digress. What was I saying? Made me lose my dang train of thought. I'm gonna find it. Don't tell me. Do not freaking tell me. Oh, Mr. Ricky. Are we, Richard? Are we killing y'all? Are we killing y'all? Are we? Are we really? Hold on, guys. Give me a second. I'll be back at my point. Give me 1 second. Ooh. Hold on. Google, I just love it when you know me. Y'all can clearly see. I'm going to turn the camera around. What does that say right there? In the United States, the suicide rate amongst males is nearly 4 times higher. 4 times. You see that? Than amongst females. 4 times higher. Well, if women are such terrible friends, then why are men dying so much? By their own hand. Y'all don't have community. Y'all don't have community. Y'all don't have emotional balance. But like I was saying, we are taught, we are raised. We are taught, we are raised that shouldn't be a gold digger. All these things are placed on you. Don't be a gold digger. Don't want this from a man. Be poised, be this, be classy, be bitch. I don't care. You know something that I've noticed about gold diggers, why people don't like them, is because they're a woman who walks away with something. And the more I listen to it, the more I pay attention to it, the less that being a insult makes sense. The less sense that makes. You're saying that she's a bad woman because she didn't let love be the only thing that let her get mistreated by a man. She walked away. He took everything from her, sucked the life out of her, took everything from her, and what was she left with? Love. What did Denzel Washington say? I'm leaving here with something. I'm leaving here with something. At the end of the day, if you're a gold digger, you're getting something out of it. Some gold. I don't want to be a dirt digger. Imagine that. You're just digging for dirt. Just dirt. I'd rather be a diamond digger. Fuck that. Fuck gold. Take me to diamond. I'm leaving here with something. At the end of the day, at least I can say this. If he played me, if my heart got broke, if I gave him my all, at least I walked away with a deed. At least I got a couple of Chanel bags I could resell. At least I got some bills paid. At least something. I got something tangible to show for my efforts. And why not? Why not should I not be paid for my time? People like to use that word love to try to make it seem like, oh, you're less than this and that if you're gonna go in it for it. Bitch, I don't care. A rich man that I would be gold digging for wouldn't give a damn that I'm a gold digger. He wouldn't care. He would have so much money that he wouldn't give a damn. He don't care. Rich men like women to feel comfortable. They like them to be happy. They like us to live a soft life. I had watched a video the other day. Where a lady was at dinner by herself and a man from a bar paid for her dinner. The waiter, he was also a man, male waiter came over and had said, oh, hi, ma'am, this man has paid for your check. You don't have to worry about your check. And he was asking her, like, oh, do you know him? Are y'all friends? She was like, no. She's beautiful, by the way, beautiful black woman. He was like, so you don't know him? She was like, no, never met him, never even spoke to him. And he was like, well, why is he paying for your dinner? Because he wants me to walk out of here when I have to pay for dinner. And this waiter is sitting there questioning her as if she's the person who asked this man to pay for her dinner, right? Questioning her, saying, well, why is this guy doing this for you? I don't get it. Y'all aren't in a relationship. He doesn't know you. Why is he paying for your dinner? And she was like, when you're old enough, you'll understand. And the waiter was like, no, I don't get it. This one was probably in her 30s, maybe 40s, but she looked like she was maybe in her 30s at the oldest. But you know, black women don't age. So no, she could have been in her 50s. But she literally was like, when you're old enough, you'll understand. Men who are real men who are secure in themselves, want women to be comfortable. They want them to be happy. They're not sitting around being like, oh, that $25 steak was just too much. They don't give a damn. And at the end of the day, why should I not get something out of this? Or why shouldn't I? I need to walk away with something. And something that had reminded me, and I was talking about this a while ago, and also I want to highlight something after I mention this. Something that had reminded me when I was a little girl. Every single time I was with my daddy, I walked away with something. Every single time. I walked away with something. Some good food, some money, a new gift, a new trinket, whatever I want. And like I said in the last live, I don't think there's ever been a time my daddy's ever told me no. Not a single one time. And mind you, that's the only way my dad showed up. Monetary value. Okay? He's not the exceptional father that a lot of people were quoting in the last live. He had failed in a lot of areas. But when it came down to monetary things, now that was something. Right? My dad, that's the one area he could excel in, and he did. Bald-headed daddy's girl. Exactly. And I had to think. I can ask my daddy for anything and he'll give it to me. It doesn't matter what it is. I literally just asked him the other day for like something for my birthday. I'm not gonna tell you exactly what it was. But I said, Daddy, I understand that 2025 was rough. It's a lot going on, but I'm gonna need for you to give me da 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 da. And I'm about to ask him for something else. And I had to think about it. My daddy would look at me like I am crazy if I had a man in my life who isn't giving me things. Isn't giving me things. I'm wasting my time and my space. My dad holds me in a very high regard. Okay? Very high regard. My dad is the type of person where he's like, okay, baby girl, when you going back to school, when you got this going on, when you going that, when you gonna start your business, when you ready to buy a house. Like that's my dad. My dad expects me to be like, constantly excelling, constantly, like that's one thing my dad has always been rooting for me. He always wants me to be exceptional. How the hell would I look? How would I look at my dad who holds me, his daughter, in such high regard, who wants her to succeed so well, to the point where if I'm still at a job after a while, he's just like, so when you gonna start that business? You don't want a little extra money in your pocket? You don't want to be a little, you know what I'm saying? Because he knows that I'm the type of person who wants to start a business. I want to have success because my dad has always been a hustler my whole life. I think there's been a time that man's ever been broke in my life. At least I've never noticed. Okay, maybe I got daughter vision. I don't know. Even if my daddy was broke, he wouldn't tell me. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I don't, how could I explain that to my dad? That, oh yeah, dad, I'm dealing with this one guy, and I come and ask my dad for money. My dad would be looking at me like, oh yeah, baby girl, I'll give it to you, but what's going on with Mr. Sir? How would I explain that as the daughter of a bald-headed man? How would I explain that to my bald-headed daddy that I'm dealing with a man who's not giving me everything that I want? My dad tells me all the time, you're supposed to have things, you're supposed to be better than your parents. You're supposed to be living a better life than us. You're supposed to be doing better than us. You're supposed to be better than me. That's what I want. I want you to be smarter than me. I want you to make less mistakes than me. I want you to be richer than me. I want you to be everything than me. How would I look? That doesn't make any sense. And he's so happy when our daughters asked for us. Literally, my dad, I just talked to him on the phone the other day. And he was literally just like, yeah, as a daddy, I might be whining and complaining, but I'm whining and complaining while I'm digging in my pocket to give you whatever it is you want. So why would if I'm not a gold digger to my own dad, why would I be a gold digger to a man who wants to give me something? You know what I'm saying? I don't get that. And now I'm not afraid if somebody calls me that. I don't give a damn. I don't care. I deserve to live a soft life. I deserve to be held in high regard. I deserve to have everything. And I don't give a fuck. If that makes me selfish, self-centered, greedy, I don't care. It's going to make me happy. And if you don't want to give me those things, that's fine. I'm not forcing it on you. You won't be around me, but I'm not forcing anything on you. I'm in a situation where, like, I'm in an environment, if you're going to be in my life, I shouldn't have to ask. I shouldn't have to ask. You obviously want to be around me for a reason. Okay? I'm a Libra. I know that I'm great. I don't need to, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Libra. I don't need to be reassured about anything. I know that I'm great. I know what it's like when people come into my spaces and get to know me as a person, how I change people's lives, how I bring brightness to people's lives. I know. People have told me. So with that being said, I'm not afraid of that. I would much rather be a gold digger than a dirt digger. Call me the diamond digger at this point. I love being able to excel and grow. And if you're not adding something to my life, then why are you here in the first place? Somebody has said in the last live, oh, dang, a guy got to pay some bills before he can get some cooch. You're right. You're right. You know, there are women out there who's that's their entire job. Some of them don't even give the cooch, period. They just go out on a date or be on a phone call, and men wire them $20,000 for 10 minutes of their time. Why should I have to give my time up for free? Why should I? What makes me less valuable than those women? Because that's their career? Why does it have to be a career? And then when somebody asked me, I could say it was in the words of love. I walked away with nothing because I loved him. It just doesn't make any sense. It don't make no sense to me. I'm so sorry. It just doesn't make any sense to me. When I sit back and look at it, I'm just like, what? And then I was watching Sex and the City sometime last year. I watched the entire series. There was this one episode where this lady, she was with a guy for like 6 years, something like that, 3 years, something like that. They got engaged or whatever, wealthy guy. One day, she went on a trip, came back, he kicked her out. Broke up with her, no explanation, just threw her out. And the reason why the whole New York knew about this lady and her breakup was because she was auctioning off all the gifts he had given her. Imagine you are getting embarrassed in front of the entire city to see a man that you love, that you cared for, that you thought cared about you. He throws you out on the street randomly with no explanation, and all you have is love. I was like, see, that girl played the game right. At the very least, she's walking away with something, so she's just not humiliated. Imagine just sitting out there and all you got is love in your hands. You can't pay bills with love, honey. I wish I could take the word love and write it on my check for my landlord. I wish I could. I would be cashing in them checks every month. Every single month. But you need to walk away with something. Quit being afraid of people telling you that you're greedy. So, I'm walking away with something. I'd much rather walk away with something than nothing at all. And it's not about a guy having to pay for sex or whatever the hell you think it is. It's about a man seeing value in you. And unfortunately, the patriarchy has set it up where men's value is weighed in monetary things. Money, things, trips. That is how a man shows his value. Unfortunately. Women didn't set that up. Men set that up. Okay? Women are just playing the game in the system that y'all created. How a man is shown that he's being a man is by providing. You talk to any old head. There's some old heads out there who think that it's ridiculous that the women spend money. There are some OGs who just like, what do you mean? A woman is in a store surrounded by a whole bunch of men and she's swiping her own debit card for her groceries. There's videos that I watch of like OGs who would be like, women's like when they with their woman, your money's no good here. As a matter of fact, they don't accept your type of money. Once it goes into your hand, you're in a different type of currency. It doesn't work here. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? In the back of my minds, we hope that you will return the baby down the road. If need, that's going to be the rewards. Yeah. Well, I mean, and women reciprocate. We are natural reciprocators. Men thrive and grow and become wealthy off of women's contributions. And it might not look like this a lot because women are not using physical money. But moms, wives, whatever, we contribute in ways that are unseen. They're kind of like silent, I guess, silent movers in a way. But that's why they say, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. Because women are natural reciprocators. Any successful man that you can see, he's married. He's married. Or at the very least, there is some type of woman in his corner. If you cannot see that he has a fiance, a girlfriend, the mother of his children, a wife, check his HR team. Check his board of directors. Check the people who are directly underneath him. I promise you there's a woman there. Right. Daughters too. Daughters, wives, all of them. All girls, natural reciprocators. Natural reciprocators. And that's why my dad is one of the people too, where he's just like, I want you to succeed. I want you to be better than me. I want you to be smarter. I want you to be faster. I want you to be stronger. I want you to be better than me. Every single way possible. I will invest in you. My dad is the one who taught me that closed mouths don't get fed. Open your mouth. Ask for it. And it'll just go from there. And so I don't feel threatened by those type of words anymore, by those type of things. I don't care. Because the way that I see it, them girls that y'all call gold diggers, they're getting what they want. They're getting what they want. Crying about what? Yeah, like, I mean, that stuff used to affect me. Like, when I was growing up, when I was younger, I used to be like, oh, I don't want to be a gold digger. You know, you don't want to seem like you're using nobody. You can't use a rich man. I just realized that. You can't use a rich man. He has all the money in the world to get any type of woman that he wants. He knows. Talking about that. Oh, yeah. Like, I sit back and think about that. The man is resourceful. He's more than likely smart. or he's surrounded with people who teach him how to properly manage his life. A lot of the times, people who are wealthy have lawyers who are heavily involved in their personal lives, meaning that they know who they're dating, who they're dealing with. A lot of the times, there's contracts involved. These people are not stupid. A man knows what he's getting into when he's dealing with you. That wealthy man is never going to feel threatened by you asking for something. He don't care. And I'm finding out the people who are calling people gold diggers are the ones who don't have money. They don't have money. You're the one calling me a gold digger because you don't have any gold for me to dig. My dad does not watch my lives, no. My dad isn't even, I don't even think my dad is on social media. He's not a social media person. Like, at all. Like, I mean, he'll call, but my dad is not a texter. He's pretty old school, actually, now that I think about it. My dad don't know really anything about social media at all, really. Instagram, YouTube. He's asked me in the past, like when he got his businesses started, to help him start an Instagram page or a Facebook page for him to boost some stuff. And my dad is he's not a live person. He's not a social media person at all. I don't know. He's the type of person where I'm not gonna say that he doesn't believe in e-commerce, because I'm pretty sure he does, and eventually he'll probably get involved in it. But my dad is really old school, so he's like the person to go outside and make the money on the ground. He's not the type of person that really be online doing all this stuff. So I don't know. Maybe in the future he'll get a little bit more used to that, but he is very old school when it comes down to making money and stuff. So maybe one day, but he's not. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Big. I appreciate it. Like I don't want people to sit around, young ladies to sit around thinking that you have to impress other people. Do whatever the hell you want to do. And the funny thing is, there's people out there who want to give you shit. Who am I to refuse? Who am I to refuse? What? Because some broke man who I don't want, whose opinion I don't value, who's never going to meet me in person, who has no power over my life. That person, I'm going to listen to their opinion of me. I don't give a damn. I really don't. For the people who are dropping chicken and watermelon and basketballs in my live, you can't offend me with racial slurs, you idiots. Watermelon is delicious. Chicken is delicious. I don't play sports, but basketball makes black people millions of dollars a year. Don't know who you think you're threatening with that. I like rap, I like hip hop. You're never gonna make me feel bad about being Solani. So you can go ahead with that. Drop as many as you want. I really don't give a fuck. I love watermelon. Sure do. And as a matter of fact, I hate that our community stopped selling them the way that we did because we cared about what white people think. One way that I was able to find my value and my comfort and my confidence in myself was by decentering white people from my life. I am unapologetically black. Fully. Unapologetically. That shit does not threaten me. I don't give a fuck. I love chicken. And I love that my people make millions of dollars off of it every year. Our people used to be great sellers of watermelon, but they stopped because of all the caricatures and all the bad things that were being said about us. I wish that we would have kept doing it. So what? Fuck them. Who cares? Who are we trying to impress? We should be trying to impress ourselves, our community, what we think, what we find important. So there's plenty of black athletes. Most of them are black athletes making millions of dollars a year. Playing football, basketball, baseball. Can you please get the hell up out of here? Who was you threatening with that? Watermelon is delicious. Chicken is delicious. Like, y'all are so strange. To think something so small. What a bunch of losers. This is what I be saying too, y'all. Like, I don't understand how y'all let these people consume y'all with their opinions. I don't know how y'all do that. They really think that saying watermelon and chicken is going to make me fold. I'm going to fall out. That's all you got? Come on, give me something else. Something new. And they're never original. That's another thing. How about you take some of that time and try to construct an actual original insult? Something that'll make me laugh. Something that'll make me be like, oh my God, that shit was funny. Say something worthwhile. But y'all never got anything. Because y'all are losers. I've never been a loser, so I don't know what that's like. But maybe according to y'all, this is fun. This is interesting. Trolling on the internet. Little cockroaches trying to put out the sun. It's truly an interesting phenomenon to observe. Genuinely. Because how do you feel accomplished in that? What have you done? What have you achieved? Please let me know. I still think that I'm fine as hell. I still think that I'm chunky. I still think that I'm successful. I still think that I'm loved. I still think that I'm everything in a bag of chips. So I'm not really sure what you were trying to accomplish. So I'm like, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's sad. How are you not embarrassed? That's what I get mostly when I look at y'all. How are you not embarrassed? Humiliated. They would have to torture that type of behavior out of me on a private island. They would have to waterboard. They would have to waterboard that type of behavior out of me. Genuinely. For me to act like that voluntarily, I would have to go through something dramatic. But y'all do it voluntarily. As if you had no shame. And then they're not original. They're not funny. They're not educational. They're just boring. They're boring. They're lame. And I'm just like, is that all you got? Aren't you embarrassed to be acting like that? Then saying inappropriate things on people's lives. Why do you feel comfortable doing that? If they showed that to your professor, if they showed that to your boss, if they showed that to your parents, do you really think that they would be like, oh yeah? They'll look at you like, don't you got homework to do? Picked out of college yet? Know what job you want to do? Have you found your purpose through the world? Do you have genuine friends or connections? Do you know how to spell legislation? These are the people's opinions. Y'all take into account. These are the people's opinions. Y'all take into account. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't, personally. I sit there and I look at it and be like, is this really doing anything for you? It's not. It's not going to change a single thing. Nothing mean or nasty that you say to me is going to change a single thing. Thanks, I love Texas Roadhouse. Same. Your name, I love Texas Roadhouse. Same. Was just there a few days ago. Love that place. Thank you so much for the compliment. I appreciate it. But it's just like, I want y'all to be more greedy, a little bit more self-centered, a little bit more selfish, mainly so you can grow in these areas. I get this comment a lot. People are like, how are you so confident? How do you take this stuff on? Because I'm the center of my world. I'm the center of my world. I don't care if people think that I'm selfish when I say this. Nobody's more important than me. Because if I don't have something for myself, I can't give to other people. I gotta be a little selfish. Bye, Mr. Big. Thanks for being here. Some people think like Texas Roadhouse so good. Yeah, it is. Like, I'm the center of my world, and y'all should be the center of y'all's too. Fully, genuinely. Because it's literally, I tell you this all the time, it's going to change your life. It's going to make you somebody who's untouchable. It's going to make you walk the world in a different way. And you're just going to carry yourself in a better way. You're going to be different in everything that you do. When you care about yourself, when you make yourself the center of your world, everything is going to float towards you because you're going to want the best for you. And then certain things are not going to seem scary anymore like they were before. Like going after that new job, cutting off that friend, leaving that bad relationship, addressing your parents about what they've done to you in your childhood. All those things, when you are the center of your life and your happiness is the ultimate thing, a lot of things are not going to seem hard anymore. It used to, when I was growing up, I used to be like, I can't do this. I can't go after that. I can't have, you know what I'm saying? Like I was reluctant. I was scared. I was like, I don't know. But then the moment I was just like, but don't you deserve to be happy? Why don't you deserve to be happy? Why does everybody else deserve to be happy but you? Why does everybody deserve to have a piece of you but you? Why are you the last one to receive your love, care, and attention? Why aren't you the center of your world? Let's make that make sense. Oh, thank you so much, Andy. I appreciate that. Oh my God. Exactly. You're supposed to be the main character. Always supposed to be the main character of your story. But a lot of people, especially the losers who've been in and out of my life today, they're side characters in their own story. Barely mentioned. Everybody else is in the center of everything. Spoke from their POV of observing other people. What about you? What about what you want? Stop being afraid of people telling you that you're selfish. So, I need to be selfish a little bit. I need to. So I can put myself in the middle. And that's why I say, too, individual spirituality is a good thing, too, because another thing that I heard growing up in a Christian household is that God is supposed to be the center of your world and then yourself. I don't believe in that. I believe that God is standing in the center with you, but God is never meant to replace you. If God wanted them to be the center of your world versus yourself, they would have just put themselves there and they would have never created you in the first place. They would have never created you in the first place. If they wanted them to take over your entire life, there's no point of you. No. God is supposed to be standing next to you, not in front of you. God is not supposed to come before you. God is supposed to be right there with you. And that is how you reach true happiness, by putting yourself first. And that even goes if you have children, if you have a partner. When you put yourself first and you make sure that you're whole, it naturally reciprocates onto other people. It all naturally fluctuates and spreads onto other people. I'm happy because others are happy. I can't help it. Those who can't fight me. And like, you have to think about like this too. Just because I say be a little bit more self-centered, be a little bit more selfish, that doesn't mean that you do everything that is only for you. Sometimes doing things for other people is doing something for you. If it makes you feel good, if it makes you feel full and fulfilled and whole, that is doing something for you, right? I enjoy getting my friends gifts. I enjoy taking them out on little individual dates and paying for it. I enjoy doing stuff like that. Even though it is things for them, it brings me joy and happiness. And in a way, it's kind of a selfish deed in that way, because that's like, it's fulfilling me, but it's doing something for them. But I'm still the center of that thing. I'm not doing it against my will. I'm not doing it because I want them to like me or because I think that this is going to give me brownie points with them. I'm doing it because it makes me feel good. It fills me with joy to treat the people that I love with care and attention. I'm intentional with how I care for them and how I love them, how I communicate with them, and how I build my relationship with them. That brings me joy. That brings me comfort. That brings me peace. But me being a little bit more selfish, a little bit more self-centered is how I learned that and grew with that and realized, I do like doing things for other people. But I also know my limits. I know not to push too hard or do too much. If I'm feeling overwhelmed, if I feel like it's going to greatly inconvenience me, if I feel like it's something that I really just can't do and I'm going to be pushing myself beyond my limits because I'm trying to make them like me or I don't want them to be mad at me, no. And if somebody thinks that you're being selfish because you're not pushing yourself beyond your limits just to make them feel comfortable, then that's not somebody who should be in your life. And when you care about yourself and you love yourself, leaving those type of relationships isn't hard. Conformity gate not happening. What's that? I don't know what that is. Luckily, I don't know what that is. So yes, with this new year, don't be afraid of what people are telling you. Don't be stagnant. Go after the things that you want. Take on the risk. Okay? You could have did it last year, 2 years ago, 4 years ago. My biggest wake-up call was there was a girl that I worked with about, 2022. So, yeah, 4 years ago now. She was a manager with me at Forever 21 at the same time. Me and her had a conversation. And the conversation went like this. She was like a lash tech. She was doing it kind of like a part-time on the side. And she really loved it. It was her thing. Okay? But she was still a manager at Forever 21 with me. And she was just like, we had this little quick conversation. She was like, I really want to go and just kind of do lashes full time. I feel like that's my thing. I feel like I'm really meant to do that. It feels like a flourishing business. I'm getting more clients, more people are asking me to do more work, and I feel like that's where I'm supposed to go. And I straight up told her, I said, go after that. Leave this shit, leave this job behind, and go. Go do that. That's your passion. That's what you love to do. Go after it. I think she left like maybe 2 weeks later to go pursue Lash Tech full time. In those short little 4 years, I've been following her for a while. She's now traveling the world. She has all types of designer bags. She's riding around in nicer vehicles. All these things because she had a purpose. She had her passion. She knew who she wanted to be, what she wanted to do. And she took it and she ran with it. It took that tiny ass conversation. And I'm not saying that I was the reason why she went after her passion fully, but I was part of the reason. Watching somebody like that, who was in the same place as me 4 years ago, go after her passions, and now seeing her living in her dreams 4 years later when me and her were in the same place a few years ago, biggest wake up call in my life. No more sitting around being stagnant. Go after what you want. I don't watch Stranger Things, Lachlan. Nope. Go after what you want. Take the risk. Okay? Leap and a net will appear. I know it sounds crazy as hell. It might be a stressful net. It might be stressful. It might be overwhelming. It's going to be times you want to cry. You want to give up. But you got to keep going. But figure out your why first before you take that risk. Because that's what you're going to hold on to when you are stepping into that new thing in your life. But do not let people hold you back. Don't let fear hold you back. If you know that you have a passion for something, if you know that you want to be somebody, you have to believe that you will make it. You have to believe that you're going to be exceptional. You have to believe that it's going to work out for you. Even if you can't see it, even if it's not tangible right now, you have to believe it's going to work out for you. You have to, because you're deserving. Why can't it work out for you? You're confidently saying that it won't. Why can't you confidently say that it will? And deserving, knowing that you are deserving of happiness and joy and peace and passion, that comes with a little bit of selfishness. It comes with a little bit of self-centeredness. It comes with a little bit of saying, yeah, that's me. Yeah, I deserve that. It comes with some sacrifices. Sometimes it comes with ignoring the people who are in your life. Sometimes it comes with letting go of some relationships who can't see your dreams, who are trying to hold you back. For those who can't see the bigger picture. And sometimes making choices that people won't agree with. It's sometimes letting things go. It's sometimes starting over. So, I want y'all to do that for 2026. I know we're 7 days in, but we still got 11 and a half months to go. I want y'all to take on those big risks. I want y'all to take on new challenges. I want y'all to focus on the things that you want to do. Figure out who you are. Invest in your passions and go after it. We're not being stagnant no more. This time next year, I want to see change. I want to see evolution. I want to see growth. I want to see us become the biggest, better version of ourselves. I did my change last year. It's time for you to do yours. Don't let anyone or anything hold you back. Go after it. Happy birthday. But yeah, guys, it's a Wednesday. So it's a work week, work day, whatever. I know everybody just came back from break, so things are going to start getting hectic. I love you guys very, very much. I will see y'all on the next live where we're going to dive into some other stuff that is going to be super fun and super funny. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this live. I love y'all very, 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 very much. And I will see y'all in the next live. Bye. Go after your passions. Okay.